Now the House opens the floor for the reply speeches. For those who don't know, reply speeches are the final attempt for teams to push forth main ideas and principles for each of their cases. To start it off, I would like to invite Brother Gaushey to give his speech.
Well, what are the basic contentions of the debate as of now? First of all, whether this proposal is at all effective or not. Now let's address that. We say to you essentially that democracy is a continuous process where from the grassroots level to the topmost level you need to have democracy institutionalized. As long as there is no free media, as long as there is no independent judiciary, as long as there is no platform for people to express their opinions starting from the very bottom level, people essentially will not be aware of their rights in the first place. Even if they're aware of their rights, they will not be able to exercise that right, which also means they will essentially not be able to elect the so-called OIC representative. Now what this side has failed to do is they have failed to show us how their method of top-down approach of enforcing so-called democracy will work when there is basically no platform, when there is basically no framework for democratic practices to take place in most of the democratic countries. And now you talk about representation of the people, that what are we actually proposing? We clearly say that there are basically two types of countries. A, where there are democracies functioning, and B, where either there is poor democracy or there is a monarchy. In countries where there is functioning democracy, you have failed to show us why these functioning democracies inherently will fail in electing their own representatives to the OIC, because they are supposedly functional, which means they have people's mandate, which means they are exercising people's mandate. So we do not need your proposal in that case. In cases where the countries are having in a non-functional or a democracy or a monarchy, we again come back to the first problem. How are they going to elect the representatives in the first place? Now, talking about the interests of the countries, you have failed to show us how countries such as Saudi Arabia or any other monarchy for that matter would be interested whatsoever in any way to elect separate representatives to the OIC. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a basic question of rationality. As long as the representatives are controlled by the monarchy, it is better for their foreign policy, it is better for their own monarchy's perennial statehood. So we simply say that these monarchies will feel threatened on two levels. First of all, now they're electing a person who does not necessarily align with their beliefs. Secondly, it is inculcating a practice on the people to elect their own representative, and they will simply think that this will have a future repercussion. Well, now we give them the right to elect OIC representative. What if tomorrow they ask to elect the national representative? We simply say that their monarchies will be threatened, and now exactly that is these are the reasons why they will not have the incentive to participate in that. And if they do not have the incentive, OIC essentially cannot enforce on their sovereign rights to institutionalize democracy. Now, you talk about EU. We have clearly identified EU is a single geographical unit where countries are homogeneous, first of all, economically, two, politically, three, in terms of overall policy regarding migration, immigration, foreign policy, and foreign relation. In OIC, as I've exemplified, we have countries like Iraq attacking Kuwait, we have countries like Saudi Arabia going against Iran, we have the Sunni-Shia conflict. We say that this disparity is destructive. This side has not been able to prove why this disparity is constructive and how this can be reconciled in a parliament. If that was so, we would not have Arab leagues failing, ladies and gentlemen. The basic reason is the disparity is to such a great extent that the necessary platform for reconciliation cannot be created, ladies and gentlemen. And as such, we believe that OIC inherently cannot actually institutionalize this democracy amidst this existing disparity. So in a nutshell, what we have been having in this debate, we believe that, first of all, we have shown you what or where the basic problem lies. Democracy does not have a framework necessarily. Democracy is not there from the grassroots level. This side does not say anything about that. We necessarily show you why OIC is not like EU and why OIC is not ready for democracy at this point of time. We also show you why countries will not agree to it. Thank you.